Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 here to give you final episode review of Kotoura-San, episode 12. This one was called The Things I Want to Tell You. Now, before I get into this review, I want to mention one thing. Obviously, my strike has been removed. You know what that means. Oh yeah, live streams again, bitches. Finally enough, the first live stream is gonna be on Game of Thrones. That's this Sunday. I'm also doing a fucking podcast later tonight with Larry. Taco Assemble. So look forward to that. Also, I got Storm 3. I've been playing it. That's why this is probably going to be the only review related right now. And later today I will do the others, which is not a lot. But I got a lot of anime to watch, so I'll watch that. And do reviews here and there. Which is like Tamako Market. Something along the lines of those. Anyway, final episode. This one was pretty good. Now, I was in a live stream with Dan Matthews. Like, it was okay. I disagree. Now, it was almost a 5. This episode. Almost 5 out of 5. But I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 only because of the fact that there was tension in the episode. There was. But it wasn't enough to say, oh, 5 out of 5. Well, still 4 out of 5. Still good episode. But the ending was good. The ending was good. I'm not going to say it was alright. No. I'm going to say the ending was good. And here's why. The episode as a whole solved a lot of mysteries behind this series. It really did. It really did. Especially in the middle. Especially in the middle of the episode. Big time. Big time mystery solved. Big time. So, that's another reason I'm giving this what I'm giving it. Now, before I get into the summary, and before I say other thoughts on this episode, overall, this gets an 8 out of 10 as a series. Now, it's not on the level, listen, it's not, okay, it's not on the level of Unlimited, not on the level of Roman, not on the level of, Problem Children Coming from Another World. Not on that level. But, it's still a pretty damn good anime for the winter. It was a pretty good anime for the winter. Now, let's get into the summary. Okay. Pretty much what happened in this episode, like I said before, this was, the beginning part of it was more or less just like a summary and walking to school, you know, since the incident, you know, and then they go to the club room. And Yuriko's there and she announces that the club is disbanded. And it was like, what? Everybody starts freaking out and Kotoura-San is like gone. She's got the soul coming out of her body. And she's obviously upset and depressed. And then she states, Yuriko, that there's another club. It was very weird. It was another club? Yeah, it was a weird way she said it. Basically, the story is she disbanded that club and created a new club that is just for fun. Go figure. And basically what happens is, during this situation, 2 things happen during this scene. One, Kotoura-San realizes what went down between Hiyori and Manabe. And then she loved him and he turned her down and everything and that sort of thing. Then they leave. Manabe, Hiyori, and the vice president. They leave to go to karaoke. Go figure. And that leaves Yuriko and Kotoura-San in the room. And she starts crying, saying, oh, that she used her, and she was upset about it, and she felt bad, and she's a horrible person. And Kotoura-San then says, oh, I used you as well. And she was being, the thing you guys need to remember about Kotoura-San, this show, this is a slice of life show. That's number one. Number two, from episode 1. Now, some people are going to say, it's not that emotional. Well, you know what? When a mother tells you, I wish you'd never been born, that hits you like a ton of bricks. Come on. Come on. And by the way, there's another thing I need to state in this episode review that was relatively holy shit. So, after the whole thing between Yuriko and Kotoura-San, they walking home, and she's asking her about Manabe-kun, saying, oh, did he confess to you and everything? And she realizes that he never did. And it was another scene with her and the vice president, her confessing, and he never did. So it was kind of a weird thing, weird awkward moment. And then the rest of the episode after that, it's the whole thing with I'm trying to think now. Yeah, she comes back and she's walking with Manabe-kun, and she goes back to her house, and he walks home and says goodnight to her and everything and that thing kind of thing. And that's when she goes into the apartment, and who's there? Her mother. This scene pretty much spelled it for the episode. This was it. This was coming to terms with everything, more or less. And basically, she's decided, she doesn't have anywhere to go, and they go out and buy some booze and some food and make some food for her because the restaurant she goes to was closed. That was her excuse. This ends up getting into a fight because her mother says to her, oh, those are lies. Your friends are based on lies. And she says, no, that's not true. They're not lying. It's not lies. They're my friends. And so on and so forth. And she starts talking back to her mother, and they have a pillow fight. And I'm like, damn. It gets really physical. And, she made fun of her boyfriend, that her boyfriend obviously was a pervert just as well, which was funny. And she said, geez, like how, you found that out. That's what he felt like. He was being a creepo. High school girl. She read her mind to Kotoura-San. Kotoura-San read her mother's boyfriend's mind. And what happened after that was truly shocking that not even I knew. I mean, I had a feeling, but I wasn't 100% sure. She sees her mother crying as she's sleeping, and she says, I'm sorry, Haruka. And she's crying as she's sleeping. And then she reads her mind. We go back to the scene where she said, I wish you'd never been born. She walks out. Now, during that episode, you don't see Haruka, Kotoura-san's mother's face. But in this scene, you do. And that gets kind of crazy, and you ask yourself, okay, his mother wasn't really woo. We see her crying, and she says, I couldn't help my daughter. blah, 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 and she's apologizing to herself, and she's walking, and she's crying. And then Kotoura-San realizes that she's the one that was a child, not the other way around. And she's come to terms then with her mother. And as she's sleeping, the mother wakes up, and Kotoura-San says, "Mommy, make me sunny side up eggs and stuff." And then she just smiles and she's crying. And it was just like a moment that spelled everything for the series since episode 1. And she makes her eggs that are burnt and she eats them, And we find out not the grandfather, the priest, the monk, he kind of knew because he saw her walk away. So this was like under the covers. You know what I mean? This was like hidden. And I like how they did this. I really do. And this is one of the reasons why I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. Because of what they did here. It was like you did not know. It was hidden perfectly. It was, well, to a certain extent, hidden to us. That the mother was actually lying to herself. That she was, she did care for Kotoura-San. But that's pretty much what happened there. And I just love that part. After that, we just had the whole thing with Manabe-kun and Kotoura-San. And then she's practicing with Hiyori, and he catches them practicing. It's a kind of a thing. And then the rest of the episode is her and Manabe-kun coming to terms with their feelings. He says, "I love you," and everything. And she's embarrassed, and it's that tender moment. And the rest of the episode, just montage, and she says good morning to everybody. And that's pretty much what happened in the episode. Now, we also see a montage of the mother being there. Now, people are going to think Bankai did not like the ending. Here's the thing. Anyone who saw the first episode of Kotoura-San and didn't cry, man, you must be cold as ice. Because after episode 1, you wanted to stay with it. You were like, let's ride this out. Let's ride it out. And that's what I did. And personally, I like this series. I really do. I thought the ending was pretty damn good. Now, a lot of people are not going to say that. They're going to say, oh, it was okay, Yeah. But let me tell you something. Who would have thought, oh, the mother was lying? Who would have thought, oh, the mother just was putting on a facade? You really think everyone thought after she said, "I wish you'd never been born," she was actually lying? Come on. You don't take that shit back. That's hardcore shit saying. You're saying some hard, evil, dark shit to your child, no less. So this was a shocker when she said it. When she found out that she was a real child, Kotoura-San. She was being a child there. She didn't know the full truth behind it. And that's what made this ending special. Not only did she come to terms with her mother, but with Manabe-kun. It was a double whammy. But overall, this was a good series. Now, am I going to say, oh, it belongs in the top 5 of the winter anime? Maybe not. Maybe not. It definitely belongs in the top 10. Definitely belongs in the top 10. It's a good series to take a look at. And it's got some suspense here and there. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Honest opinion. 8 out of 10, Kotoura-San episode view. Kotoura-San, 8 out of 10 for the series as a whole. 4 out of 5 for this episode, final episode. And I thought it was done well. I honestly believe that. Truth be told, after watching episode 1, when this whole thing went down, And now you find, and it's funny. Episode 1, last episode, connects. It connects. So that's what makes it even more special. So overall, that's what I got to say about that. So yeah, good series. Go check it out, Kotoura-San. Things are going to change with my reviews. I should let everyone know that. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Those are going to be the days for the reviews for the spring animes. Just putting it out there. Also, the only other last reviews I got to do are probably going to be JoJo, Yusha, Ursura. I think that's it. Also, this Saturday starts one of the spring. This one is Dead Alive. That show, it's going to knock your socks off, people. Look forward to that. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. This is Bonkai 922. Awesome how they did this. I believe so. Not a lot of people will, but I will. I will go on with them and say, this was done good. I liked what I saw. This has been Bonkai 922. I'll see you guys later. Check out Kotoura-San. It's a good series. It's good. Check it out. See ya.